What's better than clean water? Clean water is a basic necessity that you build on in every part of life.
When I think about what Jesus might do if he were on earth today, I can't think of anything more basic than providing water.
The fact that God has provided us resources that are essential to ensure this project is itself a clear indication that this is what God would have us to do.
To come and share the little tiny bit that we know how to do and how the Lord has expanded it beyond what we thought was possible.
He's the one who was testifying, and the whole family. This is, I think he's in South Jersey.
It was quite an interesting journey in and of itself. You thought you were almost to the end of a road and you take another road, and you'd go to another end of a road and you take another road. Go to another road and you take the end of the road.
The first thing we saw was an orphanage in a school that was 50 miles from nowhere, just in the middle of a mountainous area, semi-jungle. Thinking back 30 years ago that a man named Pastor Ira Nation came there, and there was nothing there. Absolutely nothing.
I had the privilege of beginning with this project when there was nothing here but jungle and savanna lands. The first class we had 22 students, and it has grown from that to what you have now. We have approximately 400 students this year. ICAP, which is Instituto de Capacitación Adventista del Petén, which means an institute for capacitating Adventists. It began as a mission school. The Guatemala mission still owns the property, and in 1991 we entered into a contract with ICC, taking over the running and the developing of the school. The orphanage belongs to ICC, and ICC, who adopts children, adopted the school also.
Very nice. Pretty. Home economics that they don't have anymore, they still do it.
Oh, did you do it?
And she did this one here, honey.
Oh,
Hey.
The school was kind of like a technical school, a vocational school, where they learned how to cook, they learned how to be mechanics, they learned how to sew.
When I would sit down next to some of these students, I would look at the work that they were doing. And you can see that they're getting a really quality education here. And I understand that there are students on the waiting list trying to get into this institution.
The campus of ICC is an orphanage, but I like it that they don't call them orphans. These young children are adopted into group homes, and they have a mom and dad, and that's going to be their home where they grow up.
They have about 150 children, and they have an elementary school there. So they have kindergarten through 6th grade. Once they finish 6th grade, they come over to the ECAP campus and they finish 7th through 12th grade here.
Oh, Pedro, my buddy Pedro.
To see the small kids already so much full of energy and so into life at such a young age, and knowing that they can continue through this school system and continue to learn about Jesus, and you know, the sky's the limit for these kids.
They have known nothing other than the river. River water has supplied all of their needs for so many years.
In those days, we had an hydraulic ram in the river that pumped water up to the hill. The water was not contaminated because there was nobody living upstream from us. This was prime country, nobody around us.
Unfortunately, the water quality has gotten worse and worse and worse. And, you know, a few years ago, they had one of the children get very, very ill that nearly lost his life just from an amoeba.
They've had to vaccinate this whole campus for hepatitis. They've had many problems with parasites. They've had just many sicknesses and diseases come from the water.
I was raised a well driller. My dad drilled wells from when I was a little guy, and so I worked my way through school by drilling wells. Rod's background is growing up with me in the water well pump industry. He has never drilled before. He's heard me talk about it, air rotary drilling or cable tool drilling or auger drilling, and different experiences, different stories. This was his first experience drilling.
This particular well drill is a percussion drill, which they call a cable tool drill, and it's very old technology.
In 1970, when we bought our first air rotary rig, I thought, oh, what a relief to never have to work a cable tool again, because they're very slow. The last well I drilled with cable tool was 33 years ago.
It is the right choice for here because it's simple. If something breaks, we want to be able to fix it here and not wait a year to get a part out of the US. Wells in this country are very expensive. You're looking at approximately $40,000 to $60,000 for one well, and not even entire villages can't afford $40,000 to $60,000.
The Hope for Humanity contribution is making possible steps that we couldn't do otherwise.
This will start our drilling
Hope for Humanity networks and connects and pulls together all these various resources. I wouldn't know how to send a well drilling rig to Guatemala, but I can do my part.
It's an opportunity for us to partner as church members and as members of our community.
This pipe goes to Los Pinos, this pipe goes to the ECAP reservoir.
It is a very meaningful thing that the money we have been able to provide is going to a project that's making a specific difference in the lives of these students and on these two campuses.
When Rodney Bartholomew turned on that pipe and water came shooting out, full force.
And we could actually feel the water, touch the water, taste the water, and know that it was just as pure as any water anywhere.
It's a most exciting experience to see pure water flowing out of the ground. An answer to prayer of years.
And to realize that this was something that was going to change the way these kids lived, and that they now had fresh, clean water.
The water project has been a most ambitious one. They have not only dug wells for us, but they have planned to also go into the community where water is a big problem.
As the project expands and we provide water in the villages that surround this area, we will be given the opportunity of making a difference in the lives of all the people that live in this region.
Jesus went around not only teaching and preaching, but he also healed people. And this is healing people's lives because they've got to have pure, clean water or they die, or they're sick all the time. This is doing the work of the ministry. This is the good news. This is the gospel being demonstrated.
Hope for Humanity getting involved in this project has been a huge boost. We hope that it will provide funds to help us further this project out into the villages where we can do more outreach, not only drilling wells, but giving the water of life, the true water of life, to these people in the surrounding areas.
A few years ago, I wouldn't have guessed that I'd have been down here drilling wells. I prayed for the water situation here, but I didn't know that I would be in that answer. It never entered my mind.
I don't think my father-in-law or my husband stopped to think about how big this project was going to be. They knew it needed to happen. They knew that they had the skills to help make it happen. They knew that they had the time to do it. They have a faith in God that is big. You know, I don't think it was something that they even thought about not doing. When they started this project, it was going to happen, and if the Lord was willing, and He was willing, it's made it happen.